Jai Chamundeshwari. In today's video, I am thrilled to share a big milestone with you all. I have just crossed 21,000 km on my bike and my third major service is now completed. I will be sharing the cost of service, some maintenance tips and insights on spare parts availability. Chapter 1. Service Interval. I follow a strict service schedule to keep my vehicle in top condition. I completed the first service at 1000 km and then I service it every 10,000 km after that. So my second service was at 11,000 km and the third service at 21,000 km. While the manual recommends servicing every 12,000 km each, I prefer to do it 2,000 km earlier to ensure optimal performance and longevity for my vehicle. Kindly note, I never gone for intermediate service recommended by showroom. They basically just wash the bike with water and lube the chain and charge a whooping 1,500 for it. Not worth it in my opinion. How my bike service cost me 6,435 for each 3 services. My recent bike service bill was 6,435, but here is the catch. My bike needed maintenance, not major parts replacements. I have made few upgrades that help to reduce the overall cost. For example, instead of sticking with the stock air filter, I replaced it with BMC Performance Air Filter. Normally, the stock air filter is replaced at around 24,000 km, but with the BMC filter, I don't need to do that. I have also swapped the stock spark plug with iridium spark plug. These upgrades brought down my service costs. If you are using regular stock bike, your service cost at 24,000 might be different. Maintenance. Being a professional rider isn't just about skill on road, it's about how well you care for your bike. No matter how experienced we are, if you fail to maintain our bike with proper care and knowledge, we become amateur in maintenance department. Here is the simplest formula: 20:20:20. If your chain and sprockets wear out before 20,000 km, if your clutch plate burns out before 20,000 km, if your engine seizes before 20,000 km, then in the world of maintenance we are still amateurs. 6 Pro Maintenance Tips. Chain maintenance. I have covered 21,500 km and my chain is still in great condition. Thanks to 3 simple steps I follow after every wash. Step 1. Clean the chain with Martul C1 care. Step 2. Spray Martul C2 on the chain. Step 3. Apply gear oil for extra lubrication. I also use gear oil to lubricate the stand and springs etc. I lube the chain every 1000 to 1500 km. You don't need to lube every 500 km if you stick to this method. Engine maintenance. An engine is made up of many moving parts similar to how human heart works. Just like how blocked arteries can cause a heart attack, poor lubrication in the engine cause engine seize. That's why I always change my engine oil every 10,000 kilometers. Some people think I only ride 2,000 kilometers in 1 year, so why to change engine oil? They may wait for 2 or 3 years, but this is mistake. Oil loses its viscosity over time and become thick, increase the risk of engine failure. It is important to change oil every year regardless of how many kilometers you have ridden. Pro tip: if you want to switch to premium oil brand, wait until your bike's 2-year warranty period is over. After that, you are free to choose the oil that works best for you. Air filter maintenance. One common cause for engine seizure is not maintaining the air filter. If the air filter is not properly maintained, dust and particles can enter the engine, leading to deposits inside and eventually causing the engine to seize. I am currently using BMC air filter. For my BMC air filter, I use BMC washing kit. It comes with cleaning detergent and oil. I brought it for 2,000 rupees. I clean the filter every 10,000 km once and the kit lasts for 5 washes, so it covers 50,000 km in total. If you can't find BMC kit, the K&N air filter kit is good alternative. It works just as well and it won't affect your bike performance. Clutch maintenance. This bike has excellent torque curve, meaning you get power in all gears. For smooth clutch use, always start from lower gears, means first, second, third, fourth, especially in city traffic. Avoid using third or fourth gear to pull in heavy traffic or on uphills, as it puts unnecessary stress and heat on the clutch. Make sure to use full clutch. These bikes come with slipper assist clutch, so off clutching should be avoided. Lastly, listen to your gear sound. If you hear knocking sound like tuck stuck, it means your gear shifting timing is off. To avoid this, shift between 2000 to 4000 rpm for better clutch life and performance. Accessory maintenance. For adventure bike, installing crash guard and tap rock is common, but it is important to maintain them properly. Since these parts are attached to chassis with nuts and bolts and engine is a stress member, vibration and rough roads over time can cause the stress point and leading to boards breaking. That's why I always replace the boards every 10,000 km or once a year. I prefer using TVS boards for replacements. New bike owners are fortunate to have wide range of accessories options, especially with crash guards. When I first got my bike, I rode the first 7,000 km without any accessories at all. To be honest, even without any crash guard, the bike vibrates between 5,000 and 6,000 rpm, especially through foot pegs. But it doesn't impact the ride much. Even with crash guard, the vibrations are still there. So instead of blaming the brands, it's better to accept this as a reality and enjoy the ride. Brakes. I use EBC sintered brake pads for both front and rear. Honestly, one of the biggest downside of Honda NX500 is stock rear brake pads. They're not great in terms of performance or longevity. This is also true for Honda Translab 750 and NX500. The rear brake pads tend to wear out quickly, usually around 6,000 km. After switching to EBC brake pads for both front and rear, I have noticed huge improvement. The EBC pads last up to 15,000 km, which is a big upgrade. Pro tip: some people say sintered pads can wear down your disc, but from my experience, EBC pads are reliable. I used them on previous bikes and I replaced the pads before 500 km to minimize any disc wear. Spares reality in Bangalore, a frustrating experience. In Bangalore, there are only 7 service centers for my bike. Recently, when my rear brake pads wore out, I was shocked to find that none of the service centers had them in stock. The same story repeated when I needed front brake pads. I was told to wait for 15 days. Frustrated, I decided to try EBC brake pads, but even those were hard to find sometimes in Bangalore. This experience taught me a lesson. I now started looking for brake pads 3,000 km before they are due, just to be safe. One thing to keep in mind: bike parts aren't cheap. For example, a simple center stand for this bike from Honda costs 16,000 rupees. So don't expect any body spare parts to come easy on your wallet. Always make sure you have good insurance to cover these expenses. Bike insurance. Attention to all bike family. If you are planning to buy new Honda NX500, here is an important tip. Avoid getting insurance from bike showroom. I learned this the hard way and ended up losing money. The showroom offered me ICICI insurance with a whopping premium of 43,432 rupees. However, if you opt the insurance outside the showroom, say from Oriental Insurance, you can get the same coverage for just 16,000 rupees. That's a saving of 27,000 rupees. With extra money, you can install essential accessories like engine guard, radiator guard, top rack, saddle stay, etc. Maintaining a bike is an art, and my 15-year-old Hero Charisma ZMR is a proof of that. With over 1.2 lakh kilometers on odometer and zero engine issues, it's a testament to how proper care can make a machine last a lifetime. Not to mention, my Honda NX500 has already clocked 22,000 km without a hitch. If you treat your bike with love and give it a maintenance it deserves, it will be your most reliable companion for years to come. Ride hard, but care harder. Jai Chamundeshwari.